Oh, good lord. Talk about shifting to good. That got a lot of experience by that. That's neat. Sometimes he forgot just how well off he'd been. 50 gold, and it was enough to ensure that the child would be raised properly. The difference was substantial. 50 gold had been his allowance as a child. Greetings, Victor. Or, you're not thinking of heading beyond the wall, are you? With all them kobolds out there? I wish... I'm gonna probably switch it up a little bit. I have no choice. I need to find those kobolds. You're going to go looking for them? Well, that's a switch. At any rate, if you're going out there, be careful. There's no telling what you'll encounter on the road this time of year. Thank you for visiting Hilltop, a community that cares. Well, he hoped he was at least emulating that. Raising his cloak against the chill of the winter air, he would glance about. The deer were out once more, which meant that, in all likelihood, the kobolds had long since disappeared. Still, he wouldn't lower his guard, and he kept his crossbow out just in case. And spotting the bodies, it became all the more obvious. There had certainly been a battle. Gnolls? Many, in fact, along with the kobolds. Clearly a battle had taken place, and an elf waving at him cheerfully.
I greet you.
I greet you, friend. Come and warm yourself by my fire. It is a cold day, and the road, as you can see, is more dangerous than usual. Oh, Jesus. I love that they give you those options, but wow. Well, he's not really in a rush too much. As much as a rush as he can be. Not so much that he turned down hospitality, especially when he knows it would warm the elf up to answering his questions properly. So, thank you. I appreciate the hospitality. I would gladly break bread with you, but I am short on supplies at the moment. Still, I'm glad for the company. It has been a long and tedious winter's day for me. Now, what brings a human man such as yourself to these parts? You are from the village of Hilltop, I take it. Now I'm looking for a group of kobolds that attacked Hilltop, actually. Ah, I see. In that case, you have both good and bad luck. The kobolds passed by on this very road, as you can see. However, they met an ambush. I was nearby and watched the entire event as it occurred. I can tell you what I saw if you wish. Yes, tell me what happened, please. A group of gnolls leapt out from the forest, taking the kobolds by surprise. They exchanged words, but I could not hear clearly. I believe the gnolls were demanding something. Regardless, it was obvious that the kobolds were not about to comply. They fought, but the gnolls had the obvious advantage. Nope, that's a different voice. No doubt, that could not have gone well for the kobolds. Gnolls are large and fearsome creatures. Some of the kobolds ran towards the elven crypt, I believe, while a larger group fled north towards the mountains. Now, why would he interfere? He's a single elf. Good lord, that's a dumb question. Plus, they're two evil creatures slaughtering one another. Why would you interfere? Yeah. Well, what did the gnolls do after the battle? They looted what corpses remained, of course, and took a group of surviving kobolds prisoner, and headed east. Any idea where they were going? I am unsure. Perhaps they turned south and entered the high forest. I am told that there are several gnoll caves there. Did you happen to see anything else? As a matter of fact, I believe I saw a single kobold come out of the elven crypt not long ago. He seemed skittish and frightened, perhaps a messenger or lone survivor. Did you happen to see where that one went? He headed east, strangely. I would have thought he would go north toward the mountains. East lies the human village of Blumberg. Why would he go there, I wonder? Perhaps he was confused. I cannot say. If the kobold showed his face in the human village, however, I doubt that he still lives. Tell me about this elven crypt, please. It is the burial place for the elven warriors of Ascalhorn from long ago. It is a shameful tale of our people, and therefore the crypt lies forgotten. I've heard tale of Ascalhorn. That's an ancient place, long ago destroyed. I knew it was in this region, but I had no idea it was near here. If the kobolds did, indeed, enter within, they will not last long. Better that they had remained without and died at the hands of the gnolls. I am surprised that the haunted voices that echo through the crypt did not drive them out immediately. Victor is as well. Kobolds were skittish creatures at best. Usually anything to do with the undead or magic was enough to rile them up rather quickly. Yeah, I have some other questions if you don't mind. Of course. What do you wish to ask? Persuade, yeah. He's curious because it might have information that would help him, because he's going in that crypt. The kobolds might have one of the items. And if nothing else, he has to make sure they're dead. He can't have them that close to Hilltop. Or strike down whatever evil gods know what that they've stirred up inside the crypt. Don't need undead wandering around outside Hilltop either. Would you tell me the story behind the elven crypt? I suppose it would be of no harm to tell you a little of the tale, even though you are not of elven blood yourself. That crypt belongs to the warriors of Ascalhorn, the capital and crown jewel of the ancient elven nation of Arlen. No doubt you have never heard of such a place. It fell into ruin long ago, you see, when its rulers became jealous of the power of man. They sought out dark arts to give them power, and in doing so they destroyed themselves. This crypt, this is the last that remains of their honored dead. Honored dead, shouldn't the crypt be in better shape then? Perhaps. It is a past that we would rather forget, however, if not the lesson it taught us. This crypt was built by my own people, you see, to honor those warriors of Ascalhorn who turned to fight against the evil of its rulers. They were traitors to their own land, but did what needed to be done. It is the last of Ascalhorn that stands, a bitter tale to be true. So different voice again. Apparently I'm struggling with that today. So Ascalhorn was near here. That's an old tale even by elven standards, Victor. But I would speak no more of it. Enter the crypt for yourself if you wish to pay your respects, but be wary. What can you tell me about this area? There is not much to tell. These are the foothills of the Nether Mountains, and the road you are on leads eastward to the human village of Blumberg. There are trails that lead higher into the mountains up north. The Nether Mountains are home to kobolds and orcs. Best beware. To the south of here lies the edge of the High Forest, a dangerous place to travel if you are unfamiliar with it. Nothing Victor didn't already know then. Who are you? My name is Farron Valiantheart, Ranger and Arcane Archer of the High Forest Wood Elves, at your service. An Arcane Archer? The man was indeed skilled then, if that was the case. They were no pushovers by any means, masters of archery, the woods, stealth, and magic all combined into one. Why are you in the foothills? I am hunting, if you must know. My quarry here is the elusive Shadowheart. Indeed. Oh, I missed my own dialogue. Might need more caffeine. We're gonna go through, though. I got this. Shadowheart? Indeed. It is a rare and wonderful beast, white as the snow all around us, and possessing the unique ability to vanish into the winds. So like a blink dog, then, but of the stag variety, I suppose. I am loath to kill such a magnificent beast, but I simply must have its horns. They are part of the only cure for an illness my wife has contracted, I'm afraid. Though, and Victor agrees to a degree with this line of thought. However, he also understands the natural order of things. He doesn't support it because he thinks that we should fight against our own nature as animals to progress as a species, as a people, but he wouldn't criticize someone else. After all, he eats meat. Something has to die for him to eat that meat. It's a rocky road, one that he understands as long as you are respectful about it and do it for survival, for food, or in this case a cure apparently, then it's acceptable behavior. I don't know how much help he'd be, but first he'd want to know how you would even do it to begin with. How does one hunt a beast that disappears, is capable of teleportation, disappearances? He does not vanish entirely. Indeed, if you have ever seen a blink dog, the Shadowheart moves very similarly. It teleports short distances away in order to flee. So, exactly as Victor had assumed. This does not make it impossible to hunt, but it does make it very difficult. Still, I have no choice. I must have those horns or perish in the attempt. I feel like I'm going to have to repeat a little bit so I can get back to that, because he'll offer to help. Okay, or not. I guess did I get the quest? No, okay, I got the quest. Very well. It was good to meet you, friend. Another time, perhaps. He won't actively hunt it, but if he sees it, he'll be sure to help the elf out. He's given him more than enough information, and he was very courteous. It'd be kind of rude not to at least offer some assistance. A kobold attacker is ambushed by gnolls. Can't say I'm sad, but I'd like to know why it happened. Most likely, the gnolls wanted the artifacts. The question is, who informed them? How'd they find out? Kobolds are hive creatures. It's unlikely they had a traitor. Now, as much as he'd like to go to Blumberg and find out what happened to that last kobold, one little scared kobold against an entire village, it should be fine. If the gnolls were just after the kobolds, then it's doubtful that they saw the kobold to begin with leave, so they probably slaughtered the ones here, looted them, and went back to their home. Blumberg should be fine. So, in that case, he'll go into the crypt first. Dagger, interesting. There are numerous tracks belonging to humanoids, kobolds no doubt, heading north. You cannot determine how many exactly, but more than a dozen at least. That's a substantial amount that managed to survive in that case.
I would speak with you a moment.
Very well, Dorna. What is it? That ray of light. There we go. That's better. the crypt. Even just inside, you can smell the death in the air. I suppose that's appropriate, but I'd still rather do without the memory of it. Of course, if we get rich off the place, I'll still manage to sleep at night. So you have no trouble looting the dead, then? I wouldn't take everything, but if you are talking about gold and gems, I'm sure they're better off with me. It's an elven crypt, after all. What's that got to do with anything? Well, think about it. I don't care if they drape their dead in fanciful cloaks or wood-carved whatever, but my valuables belong with dwarves. Consider it my way of keeping the elves consistent. Elves don't dig. They excavate, sure, but they don't dig. It just seems to me that elves shouldn't put these things back in the ground if they didn't take them out in the first place. And this is what Victor meant when he said she had her own little quirks. And if you happen to profit, all the better, I suppose. There are far worse things to do to a burial site than taking excess gold. I'd hope the dead would understand that. Come on, let's just get on with our task at hand. Oh, Dorna, just don't take anything that's clearly going to curse us or summon a horde of undead, please. And what exactly would that look like, Victor? That would take a very long time to explain. Just look for anything with a rune on it, or glowing ominously, or just common sense if it's on a pedestal or something. Don't touch it. I make no promises. I'll keep an eye out, though. Appreciate it. Ugh, bats. Plenty of them at that. Well, whatever caused the kobolds to continue fleeing, there's no more null bodies in here. They managed to seal the gate behind them. Oh boy. That's a lot of rats. Alright. And all my AoEs are gone. That's good. Okay. Where's the dire rat? I saw it. Rat, dire rat, dire rat. Okay, that's that. Where's the other one? That one.
Go before me!
Okay.
Go before me!
I think a ray of frost will kill a rat. Guess we'll find out. It does. Good. Okay, I can actually use that then. That doesn't seem like a big deal, but with this many, that one damage a thing steadily ticks down. As you can see, Dorna is steadily
By the
losing
blood
health.
of the old father!
Since this rat seems content to attack me. Holy crap, I actually managed to kill it with the knife. Well done, Victor. Even though you fumbled and bumbled through it, I'm sure. Are you alright, Dorna? Well, I'm covered in little bites and probably of 17 different diseases, but beyond that, I'm sure, eh? Well, I suppose I could give you a healer's kit. Would that help? I'm not injured enough for it just yet. But keep me in mind, please. Will do. Scribed pillar. It's clearly enchanted as well. There is an old inscription on this pillar. The language is unfamiliar, but further study could possibly reveal its nature. Attempt to translate the runes. Success. The inscriptions appear to be in the elven tongue, describing the history of the fallen city, Ascalhorn. Read the history. All together come and mourn for our fair city, Ascalhorn. Like a crowning jewel was Ascalhorn, for proud Erlin her beauty born. Yet even at the height of power, when we ascended like a tower, and other lands most jealous grew, still we sought to prove us true, for mastery over ancient force. We looked at the growing race of man, and fear of weakness through us ran, reaching down to Shadow's heart for greater forces than our art. But like reaching out to touch the sun, we were burned, our strength undone, and evil throughout our city did course. Oh, that was the end of that rhyme, okay. So for the evil that we had become, it was up to us to make undone. We tore it down and slew our kin, and in blood and death repaid our sin. We are the traitors and the faithful, then in death we lay here shameful. Forever shall our souls feel this remorse. May those who come upon our sleeping do not waste your time in weeping. For evil done and good repaid, we hope our lives a balance made. And do not harshly judge us now, we gave our all, best we knew how. But all together came and mourned for our fair city, Ascalhorn. Hello everyone, and thank you for watching. If you enjoy my videos and don't want to miss out on future content, be sure to subscribe and hit that bell notification button. If you'd like to support me on a more personal level, offer recommendations, chat with me, or vote on future series, then consider becoming one of my patrons on Patreon. Thank you once again for all your support, and I can't wait to see you in the next chapter of our story.